Welcome into Jets Nation Radio. I'm Angus. Hout. Sam, how's it going there, buddy?
Oh, not so bad. Not so
Oh,
bad. Just
good to
living
hear.
living the life.
Living the
Trying to
life.
stay out of the cold.
Oh man, what do you guys like? It's minus 37 today with the wind chill here in Winnipeg. I can only imagine it's just even better up in Dauphin.
I don't know what the wind chill is, but last I checked it was minus 27 or 28 before the wind chill here.
Ugh. Yeah, that's what we were sitting at, the same thing. But I know that wind, like the fields are just so wide open in Dauphin.
Yeah, it's warmed up a bit. We're sitting at minus 34 now with the wind chill,
Woo!
so
You know,
beautiful. Hey, the sun's out and that's always nice.
that is it. It was sitting in the sun in my big front window, just enjoying that. I was like, you know what? I might as well enjoy this heat. And anyone that was walking past definitely saw me shirtless, but that's their choice for walking.
Way she goes.
Yeah. They're lucky I was wearing at least a pair of shorts today. Those Winnipeg Jets, though, not good. It's been a rough probably 12 days for these guys, minus that Ottawa game.
It's been atrocious.
Yeah.
The team just looks like they've lost all their, well, it looks like last year's Jets.
It does, but is this a function of they've played, I don't know what, like I think they're rolling in on that like 35 games in 70 days. So like they're at the end of that long streak there. They've had 2 consecutive days off once this month, and that was back on the 3rd and the 4th.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to make excuses because every team goes through this throughout the season, but it can't be easy. And then I feel like guys are ready for this All-Star break. They get like 10 days off or something. And I think guys are just like looking forward to that, and they've kind of checked out a little bit until that comes. But it's just like it has to be something like that because they're just not playing the same way.
I mean, when you're getting ready for a 2-week vacation, don't you kind of shut it down for the week before?
Oh, if only that were an option in my job.
Yeah, no, it does not exist in news media. It's like all in every day or else. And I think like I found it really interesting last night when Rick Bowness was talking to the media, and he's just like, yeah, the fans should have been booing us more. Like that is so fun to hear from these old coaches that are just like, I got nothing to lose at this point. I might as well say what I'm really thinking here.
Yeah, and I mean, he's not wrong. I always worry like you don't want to chase guys out of town, especially in a town like Winnipeg.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta, I think the fans sometimes need to be a little more forgiving or stop complaining about players not wanting to play here. But yeah, I think the lack of effort has really shown these last couple of games, and guys just don't look the same. I mean, Ehlers going down the left wing yesterday and falling when he tried to take a shot. Nick Ehlers, like what is going on?
Yeah, that was a great moment from Nikolai Ehlers there yesterday. But like just how quickly everyone turned on this team. Like they're still second in the conference. And like you built up so much goodwill that, you know, if they're having this 2-week stretch of bad games, it's like, yeah, this really sucks, but like we can still move forward and still be a successful team. Like everyone's like, well, Blake Wheeler's just too old. It's like, yeah, the guy should be on the 3rd line, but who are you going to put in Blake Wheeler's spot right now?
Bo Horvat, Timo Meier. There's no one on the roster right now you're gonna put in that spot, but I do think if the Jets are going for it, which I think they should this year because the window's shutting fast.
You have this year and next year, and those are basically your guarantee years.
And next year's, I mean,
like
as much as I hate to say it, Pierre-Luc Dubois is not going to be a Jet for very long. And if the Jets are smart, I know, but do you want to lose him for nothing after next year?
If you have if this team goes deep into the playoffs, like I'm talking game 7, round 3, deep, then you keep Pierre-Luc Dubois for another year and you risk it. You go for that Stanley Cup next year, and ultimately,
so then what you're saying is you've lost Patrick Laine for nothing.
Yeah. I'm fine with if you win a cup and
you got to be damn sure. And I mean, then you're not building any future capital, and you're risking like next year that would be Dubois, Scheifele, Hellebuyck, Wheeler, all UFAs.
So
and I'm pretty sure there's also like half our defense are coming up as well.
So you're saying that every one of those guys is all going to take off? That they're just like, no, Winnipeg sucks ass.
But if they don't see a future with the team, why would they stay? And why? And I just think it's like ultimately, if Dubois is not going to be here long term, I think you move him this summer and you try and it's really shitty that he's handcuffed the Jets like he has. Because, I mean, no other team other than Montreal is going to trade for him. Why would Montreal give everything they've got to trade for him when they know they're going to get him in a year or two anyways?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you.
The situation he's put the Jets in is absolute bullshit. I like Dubois, but, I mean, he's 24, 25 years old, and he's forced his way out of 2 franchises at this point. At some point, it's like, buddy, get over yourself. You've won like 1 playoff series in your career.
I don't know if you're going to your hometown. I hate it. As a Jets fan, it sucks. But darn it, if you just want to go to your hometown, play for your team, good for you. You
can handle the situation. Whatever. You can handle the situation better though. Don't handcuff Chevy to make it so that he's going to lose this a high valued asset for below market value.
Would you rather that he pulled a Johnny Tavares there and just be like, yeah, I'm going to stay, and then get to that final offseason?
No, but behind,
sucks to be you guys.
No, but you don't have to do it out in the public. I mean, you can handle this shit behind closed doors.
Yeah, but where's the drama in that there, Sam? You gotta.
You're not fucking over your team. He
was gonna do it anyways. If he's gonna leave in 2024, at least give us the courtesy.
Tell Chevy.
Has he not done that yet?
No, but why he obviously has, but you don't blast out to the public that you're only going, like, you want to test free agency. I'm only going to this team essentially.
Who's sharing this information with Nick Kypreos?
Dubois' fucking agent.
Yeah, so then why are we crucifying Dubois? We need to go after
It's his agent.
Yeah, we need to go after Pat, whatever his name is.
Yeah, but have a little control of your agent then.
Well, it's just because agents are shitty. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. Lawyers are awful, awful people. And if you're a lawyer, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, lawyers. But no, it's just like he wants to get as much value as he can. He likes the drama. Gery Bettman's just like, thank God there's some drama happening in Winnipeg. Like, this is the most exciting thing we've talked about in weeks, Sam. We've been a great team. It's fun to have the drama, and it sucks that it's going to happen to us, but it's going to happen anyway.
Yeah. I think people can handle shit better. I don't think they need to kind of screw over the team like that.
I mean, he's screwing himself over. I mean, he's not, he's going to lose jersey sales, so he's losing himself some money in that way. And I mean, just like,
he goes losing a bit of jersey sales in Winnipeg doesn't mean anything when you go as a big French Canadian #1 center to Montreal.
Yeah,
I mean, like, it's going to be impossible to get a Dubois jersey once he goes there.
Oh, 100%. I know it's going to be the most exciting thing for the Montreal Canadiens.
I don't think he's screwing himself over at all. I think
out of a couple $1,000, I'd say he screwed himself over,
which is nothing to him.
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, once you got a little taste of that coin, you got a taste for that coin.
Well, and you know what? It'll be interesting to see because, I mean, yeah, they're all excited. They're going to have their guy, and hypothetically, of course, this is down the road still. But, I mean, he has a down season like he did the first year he was with the Jets. It's not going to be easy. You're going to be picked apart. I mean, if they're not playing to their expected level in Montreal.
That's
like,
true.
It's one thing when you're here, but when you're the French guy in Montreal, that East Coast media, you're going to get destroyed if you have some downtime. And you take a shift off, which we all know Dubois does at times.
Loves to take his time off.
Yeah.
But you would think that there would be like that little bit of French respect almost, like, oh yeah, our French speaking
I
number
don't
one,
know.
he like, it could go 50-50 where they could be like, yeah, he can kind of do what he wants because, he's our guy. If we had
Maybe.
like, okay, if Ryan Reeves was here in Winnipeg, let's just say Taves and Reeves were here, would you not give them a little bit of extra? Well, they're Winnipeggers, so we can give them a little bit of extra.
I mean, I think that's two different situations.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I just it'll be interesting to see how it all shakes out. But I think he's gone this summer, as much as I hate to say it, because that's and it could even be to a team that's not Montreal. It could be to a contender who.
But why not us? We're a contending team. We still have Connor frickin' Hellebuyck. You have
and I think it'll also change if they extend guys like Scheifele and Hellebuyck in the summer. Like, if those guys aren't going to walk after next year, then I think the situation changes as well. But if those guys are also walking after next year, you want to get everything you can for all of those pieces. So if you're losing all of those guys, it very quickly becomes a rebuild.
Yeah, I mean, it's very quick to become a rebuild. And then all of a sudden you only have KC, Ehlers, and Morrissey kind of defending the young guys.
Yeah.
Sandberg has to become your number 2 defenseman. Oh boy.
Well, DeMello's locked up for a few years.
I just looked at this. I think he's got this season and 2 after. So he's got an extra season over the Scheifele's and.
Okay. And same with is Ehlers the same?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you right now off the top of my head, but I feel like he's another year ahead. Like I think he's got another 3 years ahead of him, maybe even. Yeah, it feels like he's got 3 ahead.
Jets Cap Friendly was frequently visited on my phone. I've been looking at it lots recently, but apparently not retaining anything.
Yeah, right.
So Wheeler, Scheifele are UFAs after this year. Same with Dillon and DeMello, or not this year, after next year.
Yeah.
Brendan Dillon and Dylan DeMello are both UFAs after that year. Or after next year. And then the following year is Ehlers, Schmidt, and Pionk. And then Hellebuyck, of course, is a UFA after next year as well.
So, like, the Jets' future within the next 2 to 3 after the next 3 seasons is a big question mark. It's big after 2 seasons, but it's massive after 3.
Well, I think the next month or so is going to dictate what direction that goes in. Because I know a lot of the trade talk has been around a potential sign and trade. And if that's the case, I think they you try to extend the window. And I mean, ultimately, all that matters is re-signing Connor Hellebuyck. If he's re-signed, your window's extended. If he's not, your window's gone.
Yeah, actually, I haven't paid attention to the Moose a whole lot lately, but how is Oskari Salminomelon? So that guy that's down with the Manitoba Moose who
Wow. I don't even know who you're talking about.
The goaltender. Oskari is his first name, and I cannot remember his last name. I feel like it starts with an S.
Salmonen.
There we go. But how do we have any faith in our goaltenders down in the Moose?
Hasn't Arvid Holm been decent?
I've heard decent things about both of them, but then I haven't heard anything about the Moose, and it feels like at least a month. The last thing I heard was yeah, they're not doing great. We're gonna fire Brad Lambert down to the WHL, and
I think that was both for Lambert and Lucius. I think that was the right move.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm not critiquing that. I think that was the right move 100%. You're a fool not to let those guys just go rip it up in the dub.
So that Salmonen, 23 games played, 2.99 goals against average, 898 save percentage, 11 wins, 8 losses, 1 tie. That's not great numbers.
No.
Holmes' numbers are slightly better. 18 games, 10-6-2, 294 goals against average, and .909 save percentage.
They're not awful numbers,
So
but like also
slightly better.
Goaltenders take a bit to develop. Like, so like
Yeah, how
sometimes
old
you
are
end up
these
with,
guys?
yeah, like I think they're both relatively young.
Holm is 24 and Salmonen, come on, is 23. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
they're
I
both
mean,
young
like
guys.
sometimes, like yes, it's nice when you get a Carter Hart and it's just like, oh hey, he's ready to go at 24. But sometimes you end up with Dwayne Rolison, so you're just like, yeah, I didn't develop till I was 36, and then all of a sudden I was playing till I was 42. Thanks, guys.
I mean, Hellebuyck spent some time with the Moose, so
Yeah, I mean, everyone spends time with the Moose. You don't just go right into the NHL unless,
especially in the Paul Maurice era.
yeah, never in the Paul Maurice era.
Unless, oh well, he played 2 seasons, one with the Ice Caps, one with half of one with the Moose.
But we got to remember that Connor Hellebuyck had a weird
Yeah,
flight path.
he's had a hell of a trajectory. Yeah. The Odessa Jackalopes.
Icons. We got to drive down to Odessa one of these days. We'll just, I don't know. Somebody
so far.
It's so far. It'd just be so much fun. We'll just go down to Texas.
Just
somebody pays for the gas.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll film the whole thing. Be worth it, guys. I promise. So yeah, not impressed about the Jets. Pierre-Luc Dubois is not going to stick around. Can we complain about anything else today?
I mean, yes, all of this is happening. I don't think it's time to press the panic button. I do think it's time to maybe get a new piece in that room, in that lineup, and a top 6 guy, because I just like Wheeler is not it. Oh, yes, I actually do have something to complain about, something that's really pissing me off.
All right, let's hear it.
Connor, Dubois, and Ehlers looked so good together. By far the best line we've seen since Connor, Scheifele, Wheeler in like 2017-18. Like they looked electric. Since they were broken up, the Jets have like 15 goals in 7 games. And they were scoring 3 goals a night alone. It's absolutely absurd. And like Bowness has brought out the blender now, but he refuses to put that line back together. He's tried every other like combination. Stanley was on the first line last night, but he won't put Ehlers back with Connor and Dubois. It makes absolutely no sense to me.
Was he not known for like putting his like really great line together in Dallas last year?
I don't know.
Like, listen, we love Bones, and like just his comments last night, they were piercing, but why is he blending but not the right ingredients together?
I just, and like, what was it? I saw a moneypuck.com thing. A line that I was like fine with. I thought they were doing well enough together. The Perfetti, Scheifele, Wheeler, number 1 in goals percentage in the NHL.
Oh yeah, you shared that last night. Yes.
Number 1 in goals percentage.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want good information like that, go follow Sam Brownell 12 on Twitter. You shared that last night. I'm most definitely certain you did.
I don't think I did.
Well, I saw it somewhere.
I was tweeting about him putting back the Connor Dubois Ehlers line.
Either way, just go follow Sam. That's what I'm getting at here. Also, to my big bosses, I don't know what to say, but if this was a spot, this would be a spot for an ad. So if you want me to say something about your company, send me a script and send me money, and then I will talk about your company.
I like that. Yeah, it's like the bus benches that say your ad here, but it's Angus.
Angus says your ad here because Angus is tired of doing this for nothing. So give me money.
Someone give Angus money. I don't need any money. Someone give Angus money.
No, I want to split money with Sam because like you work hard on this. Like you give up your time as well. And we talk about the Jets. You have to listen to me rant and rave. Yeah. Yeah, like last night was an interesting one because like you don't like these games in the last 12 days. I don't know really how many of them you can blame on Connor Hellebuyck because it's just like he's being left hung out to dry.
And 15 goals in 7 games.
Not enough.
He's not getting any goal help.
No.
That's barely over 2 goals a game.
No, and I earlier this week, I was like, oh, well, maybe it's just he's losing the goaltending battles. It's like, no, he can't be expected to only allow 1 goal in a game. Like, holy, this is.
I will say, like, Saros dominant. Like, the Jets had a better game against Nashville, I thought, but Saros stood on his head.
Yep.
But I mean, then you play Eric Comrie and you get like until the end of the game, until the last 10 minutes, the Jets only had 15 shots on goal. It's Eric Comrie. Throw some pucks at the net.
Yeah. You don't have to be fancy with Eric Comrie. He's got a sub 900 save percentage. He allows 4 goals in a game. Listen, I liked
Combs when he was here last year, but come on.
Yeah.
You got to get pucks to the net.
Yeah. You know what you can do to defeat him. So just do it. And just let's do it as fancy as possible. No, I don't care about fancy goals. I just want to see you put some pucks on the stupid net. But last night was frustrating because it was everything on the net was why is the softest shot in the world? Please find something in the middle.
Overcompensated,
right? There's a happy in between here, guys. You can.
There's got to be.
Well, they found it for I'd say 60% of the games in the first half of the season.
Yeah, well, it's just the last couple weeks have been painful to watch.
Oh yeah. But they have it in them. Really, Bones said it last night. If the Jets pull off a win tomorrow against the St. Louis Blues, we're fine. But you kind of hit the panic button a little bit if they take another L. Good teams don't lose 4 games in a row.
Mm-hmm. That's true. It's got to figure something out.
Yeah. Well, and it doesn't help having DeMello out and Logan Stanley. I was so sold on Logan Stanley after his first game back. It's Logan Stanley's here. Things are going to be okay. He's going to balance out. And the last 2 games, Logan Stanley, pull your head out of your ass. You make some good plays. He can get at least 2 good shots on net a night, make 2 good passes. And then the rest of the night, just nothing.
Yeah, I think DeMello will be back. I don't know what they're doing with Stanley and Samberg. I think Samberg's looked so much better than Stanley. So the fact Stanley keeps getting put in makes me worried they're protecting Samberg to try and use him as a trade piece, which would suck. But ultimately, I'd be fine with if it got the right guy coming back.
We've talked about it 100 times. Neil Pionk is the guy that needs to get out this season.
But no one's gonna. No one's taking off.
You can sell someone on Neil Pionk.
Yeah, if you package our first round pick with him.
No, you
a 7th.
You go to Calgary, you're hey, listen there, old man, Daryl Sutter. We have a fancy young Neil Pionk. He knows how to stop a McDavid for you, even though you don't have to play a McDavid again this season.
Can we offer you our finest Neil Pionk?
We'll take a Milan Lucic. Thank you very much.
Or you trade him to Edmonton for Puljujärvi and be hey, Neil Pionk can't shut down McDavid in the playoffs if he's playing with McDavid.
He would actually be a good pairing guy with Tyson Barrie. I'd be interested in that. No, man, I've been watching some Oilers games and again, love to hate them. They're Nickelback to me, or they're what. You know how in the early 2010s everyone hated Nickelback? That's what I'm doing right now. I love to hate Edmonton. I just had a minor stroke trying to get that one out, but it's
you got there eventually.
We got there. I had to just slow all the words down and put them in order. It's like those little kid puzzles where it's just put the right word in the order and then mess it up later while you're having a conversation about it.
Exactly.
Beautiful. Yeah, so Logan Stanley, still Samberg. Do you think they would actually trade Samberg? That guy is going to be such a good defenseman because he's so.
I hope not. But I mean, if you're saying your windows now,
no, I would take Samberg.
Horvat. I don't know.
Would you?
I don't know. I'm just patiently waiting to see what Chevy's going to do because I honestly have no idea which direction this is going to go in.
If I'm trying to make a deal with a young guy who's going to be a UFA, I'm going to tell them, look at the Boston Bruins, look at their model. Tell me how many guys have a contract over $7 million on that team.
Yeah.
And then tell them it's like,
we're
we can
not
sign.
Boston.
No, well, okay, yes. I know you have to pay a little bit more money to have people come here to Winnipeg. I get it. Yeah. Especially today. I'm not happy sitting in my cold ass porch with a tiny space heater barely keeping me warm. It sucks.
I'm nice and warm inside.
I know you are. I just got shunned to the porch. It's a good acoustics in here, but no, it's just like I don't know. I would take Dylan Samberg to the playoffs. I think that he has earned.
Yeah, I like Samberg's game. I would be very sad to see him get traded. I'd much rather Logan Stanley get shipped out.
Well, yeah, and if you could be like, I think you would be wise to try to move Heinola, Samberg, and Pionk. If you could try to like work a magic deal, you find a team without any defense, and you're like, give us some good offense here.
I would love to see Ville get more of an opportunity because I don't think he's been given a fair shake. But
I don't think he ever will.
You can't just keep burying the kid on the moose. Like eventually you've got to give him a shot. Whether that's trading him while he still has some value or actually playing him for more than 1 or 2 games in a row. But I'd hate to see him get traded, but I mean, he's not doing the Jets any good down in the Moose.
No, he's not. And like, it's just unfortunate that he's had such a dog career here in Winnipeg, but he definitely deserves it. And I think he should go to a young organization that can really work with him. Like if Cheveldayoff wanted to be truly fair and give Ville a chance, trade him to whichever team gets Bedard.
Well, we aren't going to know that till
I know we're not going to know that, but like, if he could know that with a time machine.
I would say go trade him to Buffalo. Straight up 1-for-1 Tage Thompson for Ville. Who says no?
No, definitely not the GM in Buffalo because he's pulled some wild deals and you're like, okay.
With the Jets.
Yeah.
I still remember a story of
is that the same guy? I thought they changed GM since then.
They probably have. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But it was the Myers, Stafford for Kane and Bogo, and we also got like Armia, Lemieux, some picks. It was an insane deal, and apparently the Jets front office was like, "Start the car, like let's get out of here because we were robbing these people."
Oh man! Actually, you see what Nick Antropop had to say about Evander Kane earlier this week?
Yeah,
love it. If you don't know
that
what we're
was
talking
interesting.
about, go to jetsnation.ca. It's like the second thing that's up there right now. But yeah, no, it's just like he's just a young punk. Like, yeah, that's right. But also the fact that he acknowledges that Kane has kind of matured and he's got it, trying to get his stuff together.
Yeah,
actively trying. I don't know how well it's going, but he's trying, and that's the important thing here.
Exactly. So can't change what he's done in the past, but hopefully he's doing better now.
Yes, we do ask that everyone, at least tries to be a little bit better than who they were yesterday.
There you go.
There you go. Motivation.
Philosophy with Angus.
Yeah, it's a great thing. So, okay, we've been hinting at the trades. What do you think the Jets are going to pull here? Do you think they're going to go in on like a Timo Meier, or is there someone out there that's just like, we're not going to expect?
I have absolutely no idea. I don't think Jonathan Taves is off the table. But I don't know. Like if that's the only move, the Jets are stupid. Also I've heard Bo Horvat, but who knows if the Jets are willing to pay that price.
What are they asking?
Timo Meier, if you could get Timo Meier for an Alex DeBrincat type deal, that would be fantastic. Like a sign and trade. I think they gave a first round this year and second and third next year was the DeBrincat. But I mean, if the guy's going to sign for 7 or 8 years here, whatever it is, absolutely do that. And he's buddies with Ehlers, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, there is.
They played in Halifax together.
Yeah, they do have that connection, which would be fantastic. But is it? whoever the San Jose GM is, I'm blanking on his name.
It's Greer.
Greer, right? It is, Kate. It's just, is he going to make some kind of foolish trade like the Chicago Blackhawks? Like,
I think that trade ended up great for the Blackhawks.
You think so?
I mean, like the Blackhawks just went full rebuild.
Yeah, but
so they traded Kirby Dach, they traded DeBrincat. And I mean, that's what San Jose has to do. They need to get rid of these like in their prime, but by the time they rebuild, they'll be too old. These guys that are holding the team up just enough that they don't get good draft picks. Like a Erik Karlsson, like a Timo Meier. Hurdle, I think, is around there. I don't think they're getting rid of him though, but I don't think Meier wants to be there is one of the issues as well. Okay. I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, Timo Meier would be a real sexy pick, but you know that Chevy's never gone with the big sexy names. Like, was Paul Stastny that guy in 2018?
That was a surprising move.
Yeah, like that's what I mean.
And
it's
partially because it was in division.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was shocking. What about like a Ryan O'Reilly? Could that be a surprise move?
I think O'Reilly would be a real unexpected move, but it'd be something else. I mean, depending on what the trade is, I think
that's a guy who knows how to win.
Yeah. I mean, he's put some bad teams on his back, and he's gone for it.
Captained the Blues to a cup.
Yeah. And that was a year after he got there, and like things weren't going good for them. They were
halfway through the season, they were last in the league.
Yeah. Well, there was talks of like Tarasenko for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins at one point. Like they were real close to pulling that trigger. So yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be fun to see a big trade, maybe, or like you'd pull something crazy like a second rounder and Ville Heinola that could turn into a first rounder if O'Reilly re-signs here, because I think he's up for re-signing.
He is. I heard he said like I don't want to get traded again. I would sign long term. Like I just want to be in St. Louis. It's his hometown. And St. Louis is like, nah, we're gonna trade you.
Yeah, well, and they're like, we'll only sign for a 2 to 3 year deal. So it's just like, yeah. Interesting. We gotta find a way.
St. Louis is sketchy. Maybe it's kind of like Winnipeg.
Maybe it's
kind of downtown St. Louis is very sketchy.
I feel like a lot of American cities. John Scott said Philadelphia is one of the sketchiest cities he was in.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
No.
Just because of Philly people.
Yeah. Crazy. I mean, they beat up that robot that one time. So,
well, I actually saw a video today somewhere on Twitter of Philly fans just harassing I think it was Vikings fans walking through the crowd, like screaming at them. And it just made me think, like, I went to a Raiders game in Oakland wearing Vikings stuff, and they were lovely.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone shits on Raiders fans, especially before they moved to Vegas. They were absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, that's interesting. Because like I went down to the Saddle Dome as an Oilers fan when I was 17, and I was running my mouth, and people were so kind to me.
You're always running your mouth.
I am, but like nobody sees me as a threat. It's the greatest thing in the world. One day it'll get my ass kicked, but for now, we're still okay. So I hide in my home so no one can touch me. What's it going to take for Adam Lowry to score? Because I think he's on a 24-game scoreless streak.
He got so close a few times. That actually, the third line last night was the only line that wasn't absolutely horrible in my mind. I've really liked Kuhlman's game the last few weeks, even though the rest of the team has kind of sucked. He seems to be buzzing a little bit. Sorry, my neighbors are banging around. I got distracted very easily.
Carson
Lowry, I just think he needs that one. I mean, he came so close. Had like a partial breakaway yesterday. Puck just got poked away. He had one. I can't remember exactly what game it was in. The puck went right across the goal line behind the goalie.
Yeah,
he's been getting so close. Just needs one of them. Needs the bounce to flip the other way just once.
Yeah. Well, and like that's the thing is the Jets are as a whole feel like they're snake bitten. Not just Adam Lowry, but he's been the longest one.
Yeah.
But like no one can get a goal. Like how many posts have we seen in the last 3 games? Or it's just like
there were at least 2 last night.
Yeah, 2 last night. I think there was 3 in the game previous. Like it's just like the Jets should be scoring, but by a fraction of a fraction, you can't get it in.
Yeah.
Stupid game, but darn it, we love it. Which bottom sixer is going to score the most goals this season?
To end the year or altogether?
Like from here on, end of the season.
Like everyone starts at 0 now, and whoever is the most at the end.
No, well, like everyone's numbers are where they are right now, plus the end of the season. So 82.
I mean, Gaggs has got to be up there. Lowry, if he can start getting that puck to bounce in. I'm gonna go with Wheeler.
Ooh,
he'll be in the bottom 6 by then. So,
damn, that's a good one. You beat me.
Monster. I mean,
you're not wrong. You
he's
just
the
got
guy
the right answer. It was the.
I mean, how dangerous would a Barron, Lowry, Wheeler third line be?
Unbelievable. And then it's like, and I had seen somebody that had already made that trade. I think it was for like a Sam Reinhart. And obviously the Jets don't have the money for a Sam Reinhart. But if you had a Sam Reinhart playing on your right side, second line, or is that Sam Bennett? Sam Bennett, sorry. One of the Florida Sams.
From Florida?
Yeah.
I guess they're both in Florida.
Or we're both in Florida, I think.
Let's just collect all the Sams in the league. I think that's a good.
I think we just need to send all the Sams. I don't know. Samsville. I'm sure there's a Samsville down in the States. They can have their own little team. But either way, you get the forward Sam from Florida, and you plug him into your right wing.
Forwards.
They're both forwards?
Forwards.
I thought Reinhart was.
I'm pretty sure Sam Reinhart's a forward. I know
the bigger of the two if they're both forwards then. Oh my goodness, this is the worst podcast ever.
Yeah, he's a right winger.
Yeah. And that's Bennett.
Sam Bennett is also there. They have Reinhart has 39 points in 52 games. Bennett has 31 in 51. But I mean, is Florida that far out of a playoff spot?
I think so. They
beat Boston yesterday.
Yeah, but Boston had it's their first 2-game losing streak since God knows when.
I know, that's wild.
Yeah, it was early 2022. It was like 260 some odd days.
That's grotesque.
Unbelievable.
So I mean, Florida's 3 points out of a playoff spot. So I mean, mind you, the teams ahead of them have games in hand.
A lot of the Sabres got 4 games in hand. The Lightning have 4. Sorry, Sabres have 3. Lightning have 4. And they're not gonna get in on.
They won't catch the Lightning.
No, but they won't even get in on the wild card. Like the Buffalo Sabres are the only team they have a chance to get in on.
I don't think so. I mean, they can catch Pittsburgh and Washington.
You think so? With that spread?
It's 3 points.
Oh, yeah. Okay. But the 3 games in hand. Close. So that, but 3 games in
Pittsburgh,
hand.
Washington doesn't. Washington only has 1 game in hand. I mean, I don't know. We'll see once it gets towards the end of February and the deadline approaches, but I don't know if they're going to be selling anyone soon.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. It'd be nice if they did. Or Anthony Duclair is a name that I've heard because basically the Florida Panthers need to clear cap space. They're right up against it. So, Winnipeg could be a team that could buy into that idea. I've heard Buffalo, they've got basically another, they've got almost $80 million in cap space somehow.
Because all their guys are on rookie deals.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got a ton of money open there too. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all works out.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Buffalo make a push, like
Buffalo deserves it.
Trade for some big name players.
I hope they do it. I hope they do it with this rookie core and they go far.
I've heard rumors of like O'Reilly to Boston, which is just terrifying.
Could you imagine? That's awful.
No, I don't want to. Like it's almost Boston's cup to lose at this point.
It really is. And like some of me wants to see Toronto just get past them. Like I will deal with Leafs fans not talking about this because Boston fans are going to be like, yeah, it was the best team of the entire in the entire century. Sorry, that's the worst Boston accent too.
That was vaguely British.
Vaguely. It's
I mean, do you think Boston beating Toronto, Boston fans will be more insufferable if they beat Toronto, or Toronto fans will be more insufferable if they beat the team that had like the most points ever, even if they don't go on to win the cup? Like Toronto, having to listen to Toronto fans be like, yeah, we beat like the best team. And that would be the second round too.
But then you can just be like, yeah, 67 bros. So shut your yap. And, then they'll go back.
They're in the conference. I don't know.
Yeah. And then they're going to go
I want to watch Toronto lose.
I do too, but I am not listening to Boston fans talk about Jack Edwards talking about the greatest team of all time.
We don't have to hear them that much, but we do have to hear TSN and Sportsnet.
Yeah, we're always good. The coverage isn't going to change. There's no way they can fill any.
True, but I don't need it to get more insufferable.
Ugh. We just need the Jets to win the cup, so that way we can just be like, suck it, the rest of Canada.
There you go.
There you go. That's all we would really have. I mean, we do have that human rights museum. That's pretty cool. Looks like a giant middle finger.
That's a cool building.
It is a cool building with a lot of sad history. Yeah. I want my water park, damn it. If you could have a former NHL All-Star join you for a game of ODR, who are you going to get to join you?
So I don't know if he was ever an All-Star, but I actually was at the ODR once with Olli Jokinen when he was on the Jets. He lived beside my buddy, so he came to the rink with us one day.
Wow.
Yeah.
You play with some of the, like, you've sent me some of the names you've played with. It's just like, okay, there's Sam.
I shouldn't be on the ice with them. I'm terrible.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I'm awful, man. I learned the old skill of standing in front of the net and you get greasy goals because it's all I'm good for.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't even do that well. I'll just stand there and let pucks hit me. Olli Jokinen. Okay, but
just now to whack in the occasional rebound. Okay, I mean, it's a guy that's been talked about a lot this week, but Buff, I think, would be a hell of a time.
Buff would be your guy.
But I mean, Iginla would also be up there just because, I mean, he's Jerome Iginla.
Fair enough. I'd be a little bit afraid to play with a guy like Buff. I had a teacher that I played hockey with a couple of times during lunch breaks, and he was 6'7", and I would say he's probably 220, 230, like a decent.
That's paper thin.
He was a skinny.
If you're 6'7" and 220,
he might have been 230, but he wasn't like overly thick. But like, I don't know, maybe he was more.
I mean, you're that height. Even if you have like an ounce of muscle on you, you're gonna be like 250.
Okay, well, he was thick enough to look like a guy that. Either way, I don't know. What
like the guy 6, add 5 inches to me.
Yeah, I know. The guy was a monster.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I loved him. He was he was one of the greatest teachers of all time. Either way, Mr. Axelson, we were just playing and like he didn't even mean to. He bumped me and it was just like a full force of like, okay. And I was
absolute ragdoll.
Oh yeah, I got ragdolled a few times. The one time he like I went to go grab the puck from the boards and big scrum in there, and he just turned, didn't even try to get me, got me right in the nose. It's just like, okay, this kind of sucks, but like I can't even fault you. And he was just like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, don't worry about it, man. Like it happens.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So if that was big guys. I'd be a bit afraid to play with Bufflin, but I also understand it would be a fantastic time. But I would want to.
I want him on my team. I'm not playing against him.
You're not playing against him.
Hell no.
Okay, that's fair.
Kill me.
I mean, my go-to, I don't know. I'd go with Mr. 50 and 07, Danny Heatley.
Actually, I'm changing my answer.
You monster.
Phil Kessel.
Phil the Thrill. Are you gonna pick him last?
Just crushing beers and hot dogs with Phil the Thrill.
But you gotta choose your teams, and he has to be picked last.
Does he get a car?
He does. Yeah, he gets your
That's
buddies.
a deep cut.
That is a deep cut. Yeah, he gets your buddy's 04 Corolla.
Even older than the car he got for getting picked last in the 08 All-Star game. Or whatever year that was. It might have been like 2012.
I think it was 09.
Right? It's when they had the like all white jerseys.
Yeah, they were ugly jerseys. I didn't like
They
them.
were sick. The West was all blue, the East was all white.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? I mean, they're ugly, but in a good way.
Ugly in a good way. I haven't bought into those ones. What are your thoughts on this year's
I like them.
Yeah. Good 90s retro Miami's Vice.
They could probably make some tweaks, but I like them.
Yeah. Are you gonna drop $350 on one of those?
No, absolutely not. If I was going to drop that kind of money on a jersey, it would be either heritage or reverse retro from this year.
Fair enough. Actually, I do want to complain about a jersey price. So we were talking like last week when we talked about the jerseys and everything. I had said Vancouver had this jersey for the gay pride jersey for $500. Well, this year's, I think it was Chinese New Year's night, $750 for a jersey.
Now, is that like for the player's jersey that they wore in warm up?
That's a good question, but no, this is right.
Then that makes sense because there's only 30 of them.
Yeah, okay, I can understand that. Whatever, but if
it's just buying a jersey off the store, that's criminal.
I believe this was right off the store. I'd seen a video of it. I'm 90% certain it was right off the store, but I would like to.
Speaking of special jerseys, did you see the Rangers announce they will not be wearing Pride jerseys this year?
Yeah, that was
despite having New York City Pride be a part of that game. They're dropping the puck, and they were supposed to be wearing the jerseys, and then they pulled out of wearing the jerseys at the last minute.
Yeah, that one's a bit of a mind scratcher. I couldn't tell you what happened there. They're just like,
maybe they're trading for Provorov, and they're worried about him getting hurt for not being warmed up.
But it's New York. You'd think that they'd be like real open to that kind of a night, like, go all in, but apparently not. And just, that's a noodle scratcher there. I don't know what's going on with New York, but I guess if they've already put all their money into making these jerseys, I guess you're just throwing your money away. Dumb. I mean, support the community, but at the same, I don't get it. If you said you were going to invite them, you already have them in the building.
They're still dropping the puck at the game, but they got blind as well. Maybe they'll pull out from it now because they put out a statement being like, "This is bullshit."
Yeah,
but I don't know. Them. No, not at all. Absolutely not. Especially just like no consultation about it at all.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. So sorry, I'm just looking up that Chinese New Year's jersey. I just $750 according to City News Vancouver.
That's absolutely absurd.
Unbelievable.
Like, criminal.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's why I get, no one should be loving the Vancouver Canucks this year.
Well, they're terrible.
Awful. Well, that, but like, yeah. I hope they continue to lose, but like, just not enough to get Bedard.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing Bedard go to Vancouver.
I mean, like,
it's a Canadian market. No other Canadian team's bad enough to come close to that. And he's from there. I think it would be a cool story.
Don't we alternate between the US and Canada on who gets the super duper stars?
No, because
it feels like
they've won the last 30 something cups.
Yeah, that's true. No, it's going to be 30.
93. It's 30 years this year.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So no, give us all. I want Edmonton to get Bedard. Let's make a super team in Canada as long as it's not Toronto or Montreal. Let's make a super team.
Do you call up Gretzky and be like, do you want to create the 97, 98, 99 line?
Like, yeah, exactly.
Just one game.
Got to do something because it's like Canada needs a cup.
Oh my goodness. Yo, Gery Bettman, can we make something happen? I will give you all $17 I have.
Gery Bettman's not going to all $17. Canada will get a cup when Gery Bettman's dead. He's going to do everything in his power. He's going to make sure that Arizona has a cup before Winnipeg. I can guarantee you that.
He's just scheming right now in his basement wearing a Coyotes jersey and just like, it's going to happen. I'm going to get them their cup once Zach Cassian's out of the room. Well, thank you for coming on this nonsensical hour.
Yeah, for the three of you that are still here. Thanks for sticking around through our bullshit.
Yeah, sorry that if you were here for Ray, I'm so sorry. That guy is sick. Also, happy birthday, Ray, if you're still listening. It was your birthday earlier this week. So
happy birthday, Ray.
Yeah, it was his 21st. We're like a few days late, but and get feeling better too, buddy. We can't wait to have you on the podcast next week. We're going to talk about those prospects and other good stuff. Thanks for chatting about the Jets and having a ton of fun with me. This is
and don't forget, your ad could be here.
Your ad could be right here. Heck, I could even say your ad 3 times in a podcast, once to start off, once in the middle, once at the end. And I would do it for like $10 an episode.
And I mean, if you give us enough money, we'll even try to like have some structure to the podcast.
Hell, I would, you know what I would do? I would actually put up borders around this thing and it would look like a professional podcast.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And like, I mean, I'd be like harping on Sam not to be cussing in this podcast. And like,
if you're willing to pay me, I'll
that's exactly it. Once you get paid, you can clean it up. So if you want your kids to listen to this podcast, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you comment. Tell Sam you love him on Twitter. And
please.
Yeah, just support us. And give us money. We'll advertise you. Heck, if you're just an individual, you're like, listen, I'm David. I'm single. I want to meet somebody. I will advertise you, David.
Come on, David. Just give us some money. Instead of Tinder Gold next month, you can.
Yeah, listen, half the price of Tinder Gold. You'll have 3 ladies that are listening, one of which are single, so you'll have a good chance.
The other 2 are our moms.
My mom doesn't listen. She's supportive. She just likes the videos and then closes out. God bless her heart, but damn it. Yeah. Also tell your moms to like and subscribe to our podcast.
This has gone off the rails.
You stuck around. We appreciate you. Samuel, how can we find you on the internet and on the AM
tearing up a little bit. Yeah. It's S Brownell 12 on Twitter. Sam Brownell Radio on Instagram. And yeah, 7:30 on your radio dial if you're in like Western Manitoba or Eastern Saskatchewan, or 730ckdm.com.
Sick. Go check out jetsnation.ca. I'm Angus Hout. You can go visit my Instagram and my Twitter. Maybe toss me a follow if you're really feeling it. Check out Jets Nation on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter. Have yourself a great week. Peace and grace. Stay toasty, and go Jets go. Monday's our last hope for
thank God
season.
I need a break from watching Jets games because I love the Jets, but I'm not having fun watching them anymore.
We're basically going like football's basically over. Like, you got your bye week. Like, there's no sports really for.
Oh, there's the All-Star game next weekend.
You got the All-Star weekend, but what's happening between like Monday to Friday here?
Nothing. I'm gonna have to watch basketball.
You're gonna have to watch basketball. Gross. Yeah. I think there's just more time for me to relax and spew nonsense about the government on the on the internet. We're going full Alex Jones for the rest of the year.
Oh, geez.
Have fun on the other side, Sam. We're going into the Matrix.